I have been doing a bit of cleaning up and organizing around the house. And while I was doing that, I came across this tray slash organizer slash caddy, whatever you want to call it. And I was going to bring it down to my local charity shop. But I thought, let's spruce this up a little bit before we donate it. So that's what we're doing in this video. So I had a little bit of back and forth about what I want to do with the base color. I did think I want to go ahead and make it black. I did think I want to keep it white. And then eventually I settled to keep it just its natural wood color, because eventually I decided to go for a more rustic look. So I've kept it as it is. I've literally done nothing to it. But the first thing I'm going to do is put down a layer of black opaque epoxy resin on the bottom. And I'm just using my Jade Addiction Officials resin, and you will find all the links in the description below. This one is a very thin layer. I just want like the base to be black before we do the next steps. Pretty simple, nothing too exciting about this.
Later that same evening.
Once my black has cured, I'm coming on with the next bit, which is putting on these bottle caps. So this is the look I decided to go, like a rustic look, very man cavey, I suppose. Not that I'm trying to be sexist, but yeah, it's got lovely rustic vibes with these bottle caps that I'm recycling. I did have these left over from a previous project, which I'm going to try and show you in this corner here. But this is the vibe we're going for. And then it's obviously just a very satisfying process of laying these caps down. And, you know, I'm being random, pretty random, except I'm trying not to put the same caps next to each other. But apart from that, I am being fairly random. And it's also about the time when I remind you to like, comment, sub, and click that notification bell, so you get notified every time I post a new video. And as I've always mentioned, I absolutely love hearing what you think about the projects and if it was helpful, and your feedback is everything. So thank you for watching, and moving on, now that these are all down, it's time for the next bit, which is just to put down a tiny amount of clear resin. And the purpose of this step is just to hold these down, because my next layer is going to be a deep pour and I do not want these to float up top. So I'm literally using this layer to use as glue to hold these caps down before I do my final top coat.
Later.
And once this layer has cured, this is my deep pour resin that I'm just gonna go all the way to the top to cover all of these caps with. And this is when I noticed that I have messed up.
Here we go again. What is it this time?
I mean, it wouldn't be my video if I hadn't. So it seems like the black resin layer that we did, the first layer that we did, has leaked at the bottom. Obviously, what I should have done is sealed or corked the inside of the tray before putting any resin on, because resin will find any gaps and leak out of it. So I am gonna have to now put in all the extra work to scrape off all of that base layer resin from the bottom of the tray, and totally avoidable. So when you do this, you know, do as I say, not as I do. And I'm just gonna have to take my time. And so the resin did stick to my mat even, so that the blue bit that you can see is my mat. So I'm just having to heat that up and scrape it off. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but completely unnecessary. So if you're doing something like this, use a cork line on all of the edges, or even just a glue gun, just to make sure that any of the gaps are sealed before you put resin on.
One extremely annoying shift later.
Once I was able to scrape off the bits, I did feel that the bottom still looks quite scruffy. And because this is going out for somebody to purchase, I did want this to be, well, not scruffy. So I decided to go with another layer of black resin at the bottom, just to sort of sort all of those bits out, all of the scrape marks, all of the, you know, all of the ugly bits. So that's what I'm just doing. It's literally just, again, black opaque resin on the bottom, and it does have a lip on the bottom. So this was quite easy to do. I was just able to pour it in there. And my last and final step after everything's cured is to give this a coating of a graphite finish. And I like to do this just to add another layer of protection. It makes it hydrophobic, also possibly prevents against scratching. So this is just something I like to do just because this is going to be quite functional. Yeah, so that's what you see me doing now. And after that's cured, we are finished with this project. So let me show you what it looks like before I take it to where it should go. I think I love how it turned out. I like the wood and the bottle caps, and like I said, it looks quite rustic, and yeah, I love it. I think the bottle caps give it a nice pop of color. So what you're about to see now is some exceptionally horrifying camera work. I had my camera on me, and I think because of the kind of clothes I was wearing, it moved. So it's angled and very, very awkward. So this footage that you're about to see is actually not usable, but I decided to post it anyways.
It's cinema. It's cinema.
So you can see that it's there in its forever home. Well, not forever home, but it's there at the shop to hopefully end up in a forever home. I decided to take this down to my local RSPCA. And if you are interested in purchasing this from them, I will be able to tell you where it is on my Instagram, so you can go and buy it if you like. It's all for a good cause. So follow me on Instagram to find out about where exactly this is. That's it for this one, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.